Americans making those rent and mortgage payments is a big worry right now, but there are some options to help. So joining us this morning live from Roseville is Brandon Haefele, CEO and President of Catalyst Mortgage. Thanks so much for being with us. So let's start first with those people who are struggling to make rent, make their mortgage payment. What options do they have?
We know recently FHFA came out, which oversees Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, et cetera, came out and announced that they are going to be granting up to 12-month forbearance programs for individuals that are affected by the coronavirus. And so really what that means is if you are currently impacted, meaning you're laid off, you're having a financial hardship, you're able to call your servicer and have your payments put on hold.
Now, will that affect your interest rate? Will that affect your, what effect does that have on your loan if you do choose to go the forbearance route?
Right. That's a great question. In the past, forbearance can potentially affect your credit. You can have different implications. But FHFA has been very, very clear. In this situation, your credit will not be affected. You're not going to have to provide mounds of paperwork when going and applying for a forbearance. You really just have to, of course, state that, you've been affected. You might have to document it at a later time, but really what they're trying to do is get help to consumers now. Make sure that you can, have a pause in your payments. You will have to pay that back over time, and that will be worked out at a later date. But right now, if you're affected, it's really important to call your servicer and get into a forbearance program.
Really important to know there that your credit will not be affected. Okay, on the other side of the coin, though, a lot of people have their eyes on interest rates. So what's happening with rates right now, and how can people take advantage of it?
Well, that's a great point. Interest rates are still on the lower end, and we're still at historic lows. So, if you are fortunate enough to be employed right now, you can definitely look at refinancing to consolidate credit card debt. There has been talk, recently about, how are you going to have your home appraised? Well, really a lot of the time now, we don't even need appraisals when we're doing a refinance transaction, so you can avoid that, meaning the system might approve not, needing an appraisal. But on top of that, appraisal guidelines also just came out that interior inspections are not going to be needed and not required by FHFA. So you can take advantage of still having a refinance done if you're looking to, maybe pay off some debt, get some cash in the bank, but not also having to have a full appraisal inside where you might not want somebody else in your home, with what's going on.
Right. Can't exactly do the social distancing thing if you have somebody coming into your home. Okay, so if people do want to take advantage of these lower interest rates, they're thinking about refinancing, how are lenders functioning right now? Are people open? Can this happen?
Yeah, it definitely can happen. For instance, at Catalyst Mortgage, 80+% of our workforce is working remotely. We are considered a financial necessity for financial services, so mortgage companies are still open. So you can call your current lender, whether it be your servicer, to get the forbearance, but you can also call them to do a refinance because everyone is still working just remotely.
Right. The home buying industry is considered an essential service, keeping that economy going. Thank you so much for all of these tips. Very helpful right now, especially for those people trying to figure out exactly what their next move is going to be. So thanks for joining us.